Raising cannabis is my favorite thing, and I can't think else I'd want to do. I mean, it speaks to me. It's a great plant.
2014 has been an exciting time for gardener Dustin Hurst and the rest of the crew at Monkey Grass Farms in East Wenatchee, Washington. The state's voters passed an initiative to legalize the sale and possession of marijuana in 2012. Earlier this year, Washington's Liquor Control Board began issuing permits for growers and retailers to operate. The Wenatchee and East Wenatchee area, which has a population slightly larger than the Matsu Borough in Alaska, provides one case study Alaskans can look to see what happens when a fledgling marijuana industry comes online. Alaskan voters will consider a legalization initiative similar to Washington's on the ballot in November 2014. Monkey Grass Farms is one of the state's busiest growers and processors.
I mean, we're the largest flowering facility indoor in Washington state. I mean, it's hard to keep up with the demand. We supply to 6 different retail outlets. So I feel like we're starting to get them taken care of. It's just only going to get bigger. Everybody's going to start becoming comfortable with it, and there's a lot of growth for the business. And just explosion is the only way I can picture it.
It's gotten huge. People are recognizing us all across the state, and it's very exciting for us. Obviously, there's more markets for us to enter as well, and we're already looking into that. Some of the bigger markets, the bigger cities, we want to be there. We're ready to conquer.
Mark McCants co-owns the Happy Crop Shop, one of 2 marijuana retailers in the East Wenatchee area. He clearly enjoys his job and is surprised by his good fortune.
I still pinch myself. From the day I got that phone call when we won our lotto ticket, I'm driving down the road, I get a call from my partners, I pull off the road and I answer the phone. He tells me, I just start crying. I won the lotto as far as I'm concerned.
He says a steady stream of customers come in to ask his advice.
At the Happy Crop Shop, we're just this fun little group of people selling weed in a log cabin along the mighty Columbia River. We sell it 1 gram at a time, and I sell it freedom by the bud. That's a tough job. I mean, who else gets paid deliberately to get people stoned so they can go out and get messed up all day long? Me. I'm a marijuana guidance counselor, and damn it, follow my instructions or I'm going to send you back to the bud room.
Since Washington's Initiative 502 passed, local government officials have grappled with its implementation. Mayor Frank Kuntz says life doesn't seem so different in his town, but marijuana issues have become a big part of his job.
I voted in favor of it, and my thoughts were if you could regulate it and tax it, that it's better than having the market that we have now, where it's anybody can get it if they want it, and you can go buy it in the parking lot at Safeway if you want it. The fact that the state has all the money and the local government that has to deal with a lot of the problems doesn't get any of it doesn't quite seem right to me and doesn't sit right with me. And so I would certainly like it if the city got a share of the tax revenue to help deal with some of it.
Marijuana remains a controlled substance under federal law, a fact that gives city officials pause.
We're always out getting grants and trying to get federal money in for this road project or this police thing or this grant for this or that. And one wonders if we get at the bottom of the list because we are allowing marijuana in our city. I don't know that that's the case, and I wouldn't expect it, but I don't know if you ever know. And so there's some council members that are concerned about that.
One of those council members is Brian Campbell. He has opposed marijuana legalization for a long time and supports a city moratorium now in place on its sale in Wenatchee.
Well, it's kind of interesting. People always say, well, it's not as bad as alcohol, and I wouldn't disagree with that. But how many additional drugs do you need to put into the mix before you really have a disaster? Personally, I think it's harmful and that it should not be allowed. I think I'm most concerned about the future, and the future is our children. And if there is damage to the children in their formative years from this drug, and there's evidence out there that says there is, then that's my biggest concern. And the fact that the usage will go up substantially from our younger population, and what are the effects going to be 10, 20 years down the road.
On the street in Wenatchee, we asked several people to share their perspective now that marijuana is legally available. For David Lawrence, worry for the welfare of children is not a hypothetical concern.
I'm very biased about the recreational marijuana because my 16-year-old daughter was addicted to it and has been to rehab twice, so I'm not in favor, personally, of it. I think it's just going to cause more and more problems.
I actually relocated to Washington because of that, because of the legalization, to follow a job opportunity with a legal marijuana producer. I dropped everything and moved out here for that opportunity.
since marijuana has been legalized here in Washington, that it sends a mixed message to the youth. They think because it's legal, it's not bad for them, that it must be okay, it can't be dangerous, it's not harming them in any way. And trying to explain to them that because the adult voters have voted for it in Washington doesn't mean that it's any better for them.
I think it leads to harsher drug use. On the plus side, though, if it can be made into the legal system and taxes paid on it, that could be some load off of the negative side.
And right here we're looking at 269 of our outdoor grow plants.
For Connie Dietz and many other marijuana growers in Washington, legalization has nothing to do with her personal recreation.
Don't smoke it, eat it, do it in any form whatsoever, but I have absolutely nothing against people choosing to do what they want to do. I like the idea of being self-employed, and I think it is just an opportunity to get in on the ground floor and start from the bottom, say, just like Facebook or any other business.
She cautions Alaskans not to see legalization as a way to get rich quick. She and her husband have invested a lot of capital without bank loans and encountered many hurdles on the way to being licensed.
I think most people think that all they have to do is put a few plants in the ground and start growing them and they're set to go. That could not be further from the truth.
But they hope they've launched a business that will provide for her family for generations to come.
We're hoping that down the road that a couple of our kids will step up and earn the right to manage and run it.